Hello, this is Sonja from My Happy Space. Welcome back at my channel. Today I'm going to start with Junk Journal July, and I'm going to start with prompt number 1. This is hosted by Mech Journals, and I will link all the details down below. And she's got this prompt list. And I think you can be flexible, you can interpret it as you want. The first prompt is begin, and I will interpret it as I would like to, as you will see in a minute. And I've decided I'm going to do acrylic paint hydrangea flowers. I'm going to attempt to do it. I'm by no means an expert. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it up in steps. I followed something I saw on Pinterest, and the person just broke it up in steps, and it looked to me manageable, and it looked to me something I can also do. So I'm just creating my color palette here. I'm sticking to my color palette, which I've chosen in the beginning. I have a video how I made this junk journal, which I'm going to do everything in. And if you're interested to see how I've set that up and chose my color palette, I will link it down below. So first of all, I'm creating this organic rectangular shape with this beautiful minty green, minty blue paint. And I find it easier just to create the outlines and then fill it in with the paint. I've done it previously before, something like this, but if I don't do it like that, my rectangles just get bigger and more misformed as I go on. So I think it's better just to create the rectangular and then color it in. And I love this effect. It's just a simple and easy and a very dramatic way of doing painting, especially if you are not very experienced with it. Now I've missed a little bit of footage, but all I've done is I've created this petal shapes in this beautiful red, dark pink red color, and I'm just wiggling my brush around just to make it a little bit more natural and more alive than this perfect petals. If I just made this perfect petals, just so create a little bit of fuzziness on it, because obviously I'm going to put the small little flowers which hydrangea is so well known for on top of that, and I'll show you how I'm going to do it. The little Pinterest clip I watched, they did it with a small little paintbrush, but I've decided I'm going to do mine with some earbuds, and I'm just pressing it together with a hairband basically, and then I'm just pressing it on there. The secret is actually to make sure you put very, very little paint on it. In the beginning, I've started with too much paint, but as you go around it, you get this beautiful small little illusion of flowers. I think with any painting, especially if you don't try to do it realistically, it is the illusion that you are creating. And I'm creating this illusion of these small little flowers on this sort of main bud. And I think it turned out very well. I am quite happy with it, and I would encourage you to attempt something like that. As I said, it is very easy. The main thing is to have different colors, not to have it one color, because that will also create some depth, and it will be a little bit more realistic. So I started with sort of a darker, or not actually darker, more purpley color on the one side, and now I'm going over to lighter pink, more in the middle. As I said, just to create that the shadow is falling on it, you're looking at it from a different angle. And then I'm also going in later with a little bit of white, just to create a little bit of more dimension. As I said, it's very easy, and I really encourage you to attempt it. Here I'm going in with the white, and I'm just making sure that I've got very, very little on my brush, so I just create these little speckles of white. So now I'm going to go in with the green, and I'm just going to create leaves. I find painting stems and leaves extremely challenging. I don't know. Obviously, I don't practice enough. I don't really have experience of painting, but I just find it difficult. I don't know if you feel the same. But this hydrangeas, I think, have this long leaves. Don't actually know in real life what the leaves are, but on the picture I'm copying, or the Pinterest little video I'm copying, it has these long stems and leaves that just wraps around it. So I'm first starting with this one color of green, which is also part of my color palette, and I'm just creating these stems that hucks around it. I'm going to go later in, and I'm going to actually add another red butt, because I thought here on the left hand side it was a little bit open. It looked a little bit bland, because in the top right hand side I want to actually do my title. So I wanted to keep some space open there. And as I said, here is where I decide I'm going to make a small little butt, just create a small little butt just to fill that dead empty space. So yeah, my picture looks a little bit different than the one I'm follow, but that is a nice thing about being inspired by other artists. You take it and you run with it and you make it your own. As I said, I've used the earbuds to make the little dots or the small little flowers, and I've created some more of these flowers than the picture have. And yet again, I think it works better if you go with different colors of green, just to create a little bit more dimension, depth. And yeah, as I said, I'm quite happy with how it turned out, much better than I thought actually. So I'm just going to go in now with the small little butts for the other one also. I've decided actually just to try it with my paintbrush, just to see how that works out. Yeah, I think it works out more or less the same than the earbuds, but I think you've got a little bit more control over the earbuds with the earbuds, and it gives you that 4 little dots, which a flower petal almost looks like. So I'm just mixing some more paint just to create different effects of colors. Now I'm getting ready to put my title there at the top right hand side. I'm going to use this typewriter's font and stamps, and I want to use that straight through my little album. I think it's just, it lends itself to it, and I'm going to write or stamp there in the beginning, because when I look at this prompt, it reminded me immediately of Genesis 1 verse 1 and John 1 verse 1. And it says, in the beginning God created the heavens and earth. And in John 1 verse 1 it says, in the beginning the word came down, and he is Jesus, God is the word. And yeah, he was just there from the beginning. And I just wanted to remind it of that. Yes, it is the beginning of this booklet, and I'm sure that's how most people will interpret it. That's the beginning of this journey. But I just was prompted immediately by that when I heard the word beginning, or begin, and that's just what I want to remember. My faith is very important to me, so that's just what I wanted to document and remind it of, that this is where everything starts, from the beginning of creation, from the beginning of me, from the beginning of creating this booklet. God has always been there, and He is the beginning of everything. I've decided also to use that same green minty color or blue minty color to create a background. And I've just typed out the scriptures, and I'm going to back it on this beautiful paper. It's almost like a wallpaper. I think, I can't remember if it was an Amity Bloom paper. I think actually I got it from Pinterest. It was a free printable once. It was such a long time ago I downloaded this, but it is absolutely stunning. And I love using it. So I'm going to use a doily. And if you follow me for a while, you know I always like to use doilies. It's just create some softness and prettiness in any spread. And now I'm also going to use this beautiful washi tape, which I think works perfectly with my color palette of greens, purples, and pinks. I just wanted to secure it, and now I'm going to put that on top. Now, obviously, I would like to have access to what's underneath there. So I am just going to secure it with some washi tape. When I heat set the paint, obviously this paper curled up a little bit because of the heat. But if I put it underneath heavy books, I'm sure it will go flat. It will definitely go flat with time. So I'm not too worried about that. So I'm just putting a little bit of washi tape there. And then I thought, because it curls up a little bit, I'm going to put a paper clip at the top, and I'm going to just decorate it with this beautiful material, or yarn, not yarn, material, which is, I used also through this book, and that's also in my video, my setup video. So I just thought it looks beautiful, bring prettiness to it. And before I forget, I'm going to try to number each of my prompts, because I might not do it in order. I might look through the little booklet and find the appropriate page to do my prompt. So I want to remember this is prompt number 1. So I hope you enjoyed watching me do this. I really had lots of fun to do it. I'm going to try to make a video, or at least combine some videos of these and put it up. That is my challenge for this month. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you like this video, please give it a like. And I will talk to you soon. God bless. Bye-bye.